Wah, wah.
Jerry? What are you doing here, Jerry?
Wah, wah, wah.
I have too many ums in my video?
Uh-huh.
Ah, fine. Alright, PSA for everybody. I say too much in this video. Sorry for that. Enjoy the video though. I'm just gonna go back to my vacation. Hi, welcome back to another Dung discussion, where today we're gonna be talking about relationships, which is something I think I've learned a lot about in the past year, so I think I'll just hop on into it. I'm going to be going through all, or what I consider the four different types of relationships, and giving you my opinion on what I believe they should have and not have. Again, this is fully opinion based, so it's way open to discretion. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll just hop into it. So first off, I'm starting with parent-child relationships, which I've learned quite a bit. What I think they should be in the past year. Personally, this is how I think I'm going to treat my kid based on what I've received from my own parents. So I think every parent relationship should have boundaries. I think a kid deserves the right to their own privacy and have their own life without the parent completely knowing everything about them. Um, I think it's just important to give them that responsibility and that privacy so they can, develop their own character without having to worry about someone watching over them 24/7, because it's just an important part of growing up, in my opinion. I feel like that's a big reason I am who I am today, is because my parents let me have a lot of freedom. And I think that I want to let my own child have just as much freedom if I can. I think respect is also a big thing for both parties. I think the child needs to have respect for the adult, but I also think the adult needs to have respect for the child. And I also think when the child reaches a certain age, the parent should start to respect the fact that they're getting older and maybe give them some more responsibilities slash freedom, and kind of drop the whole "I'm an adult, so you have to do what I say" nonsense, because I think there is a point when the kid can make their own decisions in a responsible manner. Um, Another important part about being a parent is being there for the child when they need you most. Lots of parents don't do this. They don't know when their child needs them or stuff like that. And I know it's hard for the child to open up in certain ways, but I feel like whenever a child does bring up an important issue or starts to notice changes in the child's behavior, maybe patterns or something, you should reach out and try to help them out. Also, I think whenever the kid screws up, it's important to try to help them learn from their mistakes in a positive way, rather than just yell at them and tell them never do it again. Oh shit. Anyway, sorry, I got a text. Anyway, um, next, moving on to friendship, which is a very important relationship to have with pretty much anyone. Friendship's a very beneficial thing. It's very good to have with many different people. Um, I do think there's a difference between having a friend and a best friend, and I'm going to label those differences right now. I think for a friendship, you have to have that person's back. You have to have at least a little bit of trust with them. You guys got to lift each other up, make each other's lives better. Just have a good time with that friend in general. If they're making any, negative decisions that just are impacting you, or you just feel uncomfortable around them, that's probably not a good friend, and you might want to just, you know, distance yourself from them and try to find more friends. Or I don't know. There's lots of people to choose from in this world, so I feel like you can find a adequate person who has your interests and has your back to have a friendship with. Best friends are a little harder to come by. I think the difference between having a friend and a best friend is that with a best friend, you can have basically unlimited trust. You can always have that person's back in any scenario, especially over other regular friends. I feel like you can be honest, even to a brutal extent. Whether it's being like, hey, hey, my best friend, you really fucked up in that scenario. You really should, do this next time, or get your life together, or stuff like that. Like, I feel like you can really be honest with your best friend about stuff that they do, instead of just keeping your distance like a regular friend would. You can really get in there. You can basically tell them anything, and I think that's really important. Um, and is something that is probably the most important part of a friendship. I mean, sorry, a best friendship. Um, I mean, I don't all my best friends I can pretty much go to for anything, and they'll always have my back no matter what. Even if I did fuck up, it's not like I'm ever scared to tell them something. And I feel like if you're hiding from them, or hiding something from them, or I don't know. Maybe they don't make you feel great about you whenever you say certain things. I feel like that's probably a good sign that they're maybe not be a best friend. Maybe they're just a regular friend, or I don't know. I don't know. It's complicated, but from what I've learned, I think that best friends come in all shapes and sizes. And if you find one, you really should try to keep it because it's something special for sure. Moving on to my next type of relationship is a romantic relationship, which I'm talking about a long term romantic relationship, not like a short term or a hookup or something. But in a long term relationship, I feel like you should be able to have unlimited trust, just like a best friendship, but it should be earned. It shouldn't be just given. Obviously, some people find it hard to trust, others. I know I'm one of those people. I find it hard to trust people, but it should be earned. It should be given as well. If the effort's there. I think instead of making each other's lives better, like a best friendship, it should be on a daily basis. Like every single day, that person should make you feel, good about yourself, or maybe not even good about yourself, but just help you grow as a person. I think that's something important. Obviously, a difference between a romantic relationship and a best friendship is sexy time. So we don't gotta get into that, but that is an important part of a romantic relationship. Um, you should be able to go to them for literally anything. There is nothing that you should not be able to talk to them about, except maybe like, actually no, there's really nothing you should not be able to talk with them about. There should be no secrets. You guys should be able to have, you know, honesty to the brutal extent, just like a best friendship, maybe even more. You should be able to tell them about anything that's going on in your life, and they should be supportive and help you out with that. Commonalities between all four of these different relationships. Well, first of all, they can all come and go in an instant. There are friends who will stick around for years, and then there are friends who will immediately come in and out of your life. There are also friends who you'll find maybe aren't your friends later in life, and you might have to cut them off, or maybe they just need money or something, and you're like, wow, they're using me, so you cut them off. I've learned this from my cousin Tyler, that sometimes friendships fade, and it's smart to realize when they do. But again, best friends should stay forever, and even those can fade too. It's happened to me, but you need to be able to realize when those things are happening and adjust. They can be broken, but they can also be repaired. A dead relationship can be brought back to life, again, through earned trust and stuff like that. Also, friendships vary very drastically depending on what stage you are in your life. When you're a kid, you can have a best friend, and like, but there's really not anything in your life yet that is that important to like have a friendship over. Like, I don't know, most of my kids in, sorry, not most of my kids, most of my friends in grade school were just, video game buddies or playground people, or, like, there's not really much depth in those relationships until you start to grow older and start to face things together. And I feel like that's when relationships are tested. You'll have all kinds of shit thrown at you guys and your friendship, and, the strength of it will depend on how you handle those situations. For sure, especially like if you have a lifelong friend and you're like a grown ass adult, like you're 40 and you have a best friend you've had since you were a kid. That's something special, and it's something you should try to protect and maintain at all costs. There will be times when people will fuck you over, and that's okay. You will realize that that's just a part of life, and sometimes people can be shitty. It's human nature, but I think it's important to be forgiving and to learn from all the failed relationships you have in your life, because you will have failed ones, and again, learn from them. It's very important. So yeah, that was my dog discussion. Have a great night, I guess, or morning, wherever you are watching this. Have a great time. Yep, thanks, bye. Doug and Dip signing out.